Hi there in this very late Conan Exiles episode. It's been super busy for me as the season for motorcycles is here. I had to work on a few projects, but having them done, I can focus on today's project. More dungeons. I have strolled towards Ravaged Barrows, where, as you will see now, I have also made sure that my followers are fully kitted and prepared for what's to come, and I am pretty sure that you know what is it, as the title spoiled it. Some may ask, why the enhanced gruel? That is a good question, let me answer it. It is just simply better at healing our followers than regular gruel. Since I have never been in here before, I wanted to spend few minutes exploring this area, and my curiosity led me towards the edge of exiled lands. You know, I found it interesting that the desert can be spanning that high up north part of this world. Obviously, not much is going on in here, but I will definitely memorize this area, you know, for PvP reasons. Michael suggested that I should be sharing the location of our destination, so here we are, the approximate area of interest for now. Once I figured out where to go, I got Shelby going, and I have navigated towards the area I thought may be housing main guest of today's episode, the Barrow King. This place looked like it may be a field where something important may, or did take place, but before we could uncover the secrecy of it, we had to push through a mini legion of wights guarding this area. So when I got close to the gate, it was the right time to allow Shelby to escape and take care of our unwanted guests, as I didn't know what awaits for us. I didn't really need additional difficulties. Quick dodge, Sen and Moonraven have joined the brawl, and few seconds later we were good to go. So, the door was opened once again. This time, I have managed to go into the dungeon and kept pushing forward so we could finally see what hides inside. I can't wait. And here he is, the Barrow King himself. The only thing that really confused me is why he's on his own here. No smaller enemies around, no traps, nothing, just him and the cave. Me, myself and I. We started the clash against King himself, and that was a very big letdown for me. I have been anticipating a very difficult and lengthy fight. Instead we've got probably the quickest walk through the dungeon out of all dungeons we have seen so far. If we may call this one a dungeon, of course. Our enemy was paper-like. It did not withstand the damage we have dealt to it, and it succumbed to wounds within literally seconds. The whole fight didn't last a full minute, but at least we've got something out of it. This something being a diadem of the Giant Kings. It is one of the 6 artifacts we need to get out of the exiled lands. Once the king was gone, I had a quick look around his man cave and found this tablet right here. It taught us how to craft Vanquisher gear. To be honest, it is too weak for us at this point in the game, which combined with relatively easy difficulty of this instance, tells me that this was meant to be visited during our lower levels, not a level 60 with nearly high-end gear. Right, time to move on. And this is our next destination, the Dregs. Since I was very dissatisfied with the length of our previous dungeon run, I have decided to go straight for another one in the same episode. This one, even though it would be a low level one as well, it would be at least lengthy and be more interesting than what we have just seen. So, as I have been clearing out the area, I have discovered that this place is called Skulker's End. While I've been advancing through this settlement, I have spotted an odd item. One that you don't see often or at all, just laying on the bench. This hinted me towards interaction with it, and it has granted us the knowledge of how to craft Darfari weapons. When extermination of the entire camp has concluded, I have went towards the inner part of this massive building and have noticed ghosts trying to tell me something at the Dregs. Okay, I guess I know what I have to do. I have moved out of the Dregs and kept looking around, hoping to see at least one surviving exile that we could use to open the passage. However, since the whole tribe got eviscerated, I opted for a little bit more risky process per se. Yup, well, you won't see me doing it many times if at all once again. And as you can see, I was too slow to make it before the passage closed, but worry not. We had a full-on party coming at us, so all we had to do is just get one of them slain in the middle of this hidden passage to open it up. Now that the blood has been spilled and passage has been opened, we can get down the stairs and see what we will experience in the sewers of the exiled lands. Right at the entrance, we can find a tablet that teaches us the Dredger skill, which allows us to craft mostly glowing stuff, like glowing essence or few types of glowing torches. Let's dive in the literal shit of this place. I would have imagined that the sewers would be more on a disgusting side, but since it's not Ark Survival Evolved, we don't have to worry about the dookie, so first of all we had to open up the gate. And as it was opening, I searched through the nearby area for hidden goodies, but found none, and just went through the gate, where I found this chamber. I was trying to figure out what to do in here, to progress through this area, and I tried good old what if, and just tried to jump and climb up the elevation, but to no avail, when I have found a few arrows. That kinda gave me an idea to look up and see what they were shot at, and I had an eureka moment. I need to craft the bow and arrows to shoot at this massive push button to see if it allows me to pass through. A hit landed, button has been activated, and I have noticed that the water level started rising. This is my chance to pass through the obstacle and carry on with the trip. Cool. Now we are in another chamber, where next gate was waiting to be opened, and once that happened, we've been presented with even bigger room to scale through. Same thing here, we need to activate the button to be able to keep going forward, and I just had a quick look if there is just one or more, as the chamber we are currently in was designed in such fashion that it forced a thought about multiple buttons needing activation. One thing I wanted to point out is that Shelby was unable to make it in time and was trying to get up there. I was thinking, what the horse doing? You need help? No? Cool. When I got to the end of the path, I had to, well, you know the drill by now. Arrow, water, and this time we had two buttons to activate, each one on the other side of the room, but other than that, there was nothing special about this area. I'm telling you, this place is weird. Sen has even learned how to teleport. Okay, I went through the few remaining water corridors and got to this area, and here is my question. What is it for? I didn't find anything interesting in this room except the chest and acid-filled pool. Any ideas, guys? Anyways, I came back to the main path and went through a stairwell down to another, even bigger chamber when I have found a few skeletons and nothing else. Apart from its eerie vibe that I quite liked. I thought maybe these doors are hiding something behind, but no luck. They were purely cosmetic in function. So I have found my way towards yet another chamber with water corridors and have swum across to here, where the button that we had to activate was located at the other side, at the very end of this room. I hoped at that time that this will be the last, let's say, water chamber, as much as I liked the idea, it was getting to the point where I was getting tired of it. So I had a one last look at what we are leaving behind and have went through a defunct sewer pipe only to find this. Now I remember, this was pretty much one of two dungeons I have ever done before deciding to play Conan again, the second one being Witch Queen of course. I kept walking up the stairs and have noticed a single skeleton guarding this area. Once I dealt with it, I have turned around and spotted this thing. It's called Abysmal Remnant, and it is able to spit acid projectiles at you, so just be careful when you find yourself around that thing. I knew it is not a good idea, but I tried regardless, and I decided to take a bath in acid to see if I can deal some damage to it from up close. And then it did this, allowing us to come closer and deal some damage. Once you defeat the Abysmal Remnant, you will obtain both Abysmal Eye used to craft abysmal weapons, as well as the Staff of the Triumvirate. This is a unique item that we may get to in the future episodes, but for now I have noticed this red envelope, folder, book, or whatever you want to call it, and it taught us how to create aforementioned abysmal weaponry as well as the reptile leather armor set. Have a look. I have to say this will be of no use at this point due to its weak stats, but hey, it is always good to be able to craft it. Anyway, once I was done with the remnant, I escaped from the Dregs through this exit, and when I got outside, I have noticed that we are very close to the Unnamed city itself, meaning I couldn't get any more excuses not to visit this place, so Guess what we're doing next? So with all this being said, we will get there in another episode. Apologies for a late video, it is almost a week. Yeah, there is just too many things going on at this time that I couldn't focus on making that video. But don't worry, I haven't disappeared and we will continue with this story. I am definitely committed to finish this up and I am not going to leave you on the ice, guys. But anyway, it was super busy, but again, I didn't forget about you guys. Leave a like or dislike accordingly, drop a comment down below, subscribe, and if so, I will definitely see you in the next one. Deynon, out.